lovely YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy, and it is freezing. Also, welcome to my channel. It is officially winter, and I'm the idiot who decided to wear a cute jacket as opposed to a winter one. Girl problems. I also forgot to put lipstick on.
Oh no, do I not have my lipstick with me?
These were not the colors I wanted to go with, but we'll have to make do. I really dislike this lipstick. I love the color, but it just looks so messy on. It's not great, but it's something. I feel a little like I'm relearning how to ride a bike. I haven't vlogged in close to a month, give or take, for a lot of reasons, which I will get into a little bit later. But right now, I need to go to church. Today is Sunday for me. Church starts in 10 minutes, and I'm sitting here talking to you instead of driving, so I'm gonna get going. I have a lot of things I want to chat to you about, not the least of which being the reason why I've been gone from YouTube for the past few weeks, why I haven't been uploading anything, what's been keeping me so busy, reflecting on 2023, some goals and resolutions for 2024, basically all the things. I would like to have a good long chat with you all because I've missed you, but not right now. Church first, priorities. For anybody wondering, this is what I take to church with me every Sunday. I have a tote bag to carry everything. I have this verse mapping notebook that my friend Ashley gifted me, but basically it's a way to deep dive into verses, sort of dissecting them and getting a deeper meaning out of what you're reading as opposed to just surface level. I also bring a notebook along where I doodle and take sermon notes, and then recently I've added a little bit of color to my notes because I invested in some very affordable erasable pens. They are so fun. They make taking notes a lot more creative. And then this is a devotional I haven't started yet. It's called Esther, Seeing Our Invisible God in an Uncertain World. I'm very excited to start this devotional, but I don't know when that'll be. I think the plan was for the new year, but I'm going to be incredibly busy for the next few months especially, which I'll talk about later. But for right now, I need to pack all this up and get to church because I am 3 minutes late. Hello loves, I'm out of church and I am going to Boston Stoker before I go home because I was too late to grab a coffee at church. This coffee is not going to be free like it would have been at church, but it's worth it. I need something hot to warm me up. For anybody who does not live in Ohio winters can be pretty brutal. Now, to be fair, this is not bad. This is just annoying. It's not miserable. So I really shouldn't complain. I am curious what kind of flavors they have available right now because I haven't been here since before the Christmas flavors came out. So let's see what they have. So it looks like they have a winter spice latte, which has chili syrup in it. I'm thinking maybe not. And they also have a sticky toffee latte, which has steamed milk, whipped cream, and Heath bar crumbles. Definitely not keto, but 'tis the season, right? Okay, I've been sitting here waiting in line thinking about those options, and I don't think I'm gonna go with either one of them. Neither of them are really sounding good. I may ask if they have an eggnog flavored coffee. If not, I'll just go with my old standby of an oat milk mocha latte, maybe with a little bit of honey added. Because if it's not broke, why fix it? Okay, I'm home. I'm armed with some coffee, and you're gonna have to excuse the disarray behind me. I'm currently rearranging my loft up here. All of the Christmas decorations that are up there, yeah, they've been neglected all of December, and I only have my tree up. There's a good reason for that. You know it has to be a good reason in order to keep me from decorating for Christmas. Promise I'll tell you in this video, but first, I have a package that needs opening and a coffee that needs sipped. Let's taste test. That's so good. It's really sweet. That's sweeter than I prefer, but it's hot, it's cozy, it's mocha. I can't really complain. Let's open it. I I've talked about Ellie and Grace before. They are a really cool Christian apparel company. They have more than just apparel, but their t-shirts in particular are not only size inclusive, but they are the nicest, softest, pajama feeling material I've ever found in a t-shirt. And they came out with a retro line, which is the most Cassie thing they could have done. It looks so cool. It kind of has some 70s vibes mixed with graphic tee style that I am a huge sucker for. So I grabbed 2 shirts from the collection. First, this one's my favorite, I'm not gonna lie, is their It Is Well shirt. It has this really pretty motif on the front, and then on the back it's got this beautiful black floral design, and then there's some script around it that says, "Whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul." For anybody who doesn't know, that is my favorite hymn. It was originally my grandma's favorite hymn, and when she was passing away, it was the hymn I sang to her by her bed. I don't know if at that point she heard me or not, but not only is it now my favorite hymn, but it reminds me of my grandma every time I sing it, so I absolutely had to grab this one. And the second one I got, you guys know I love rust, like that color. It just goes with my complexion, goes with my hair, no matter what color I've dyed it. So I grabbed this one. It's so cool. It says, "Great is thy faithfulness." It has this morning sunrise design on the front, and it says, "His mercies are new every morning." I wish you could feel this material. It feels so soft. I might actually change into one of these because they're just that cozy. But I'm really happy with these 2 t-shirts. I love to support a small business. I love to support a faith-based one. And if you like retro styles as well, you will absolutely love that collection. I'll leave a link to the retro collection in the description box in case you want to check that out yourself. All right, now that we've checked that off our to-do list, I'm gonna relax, sip my coffee, maybe watch a little YouTube, and then fill you in on what's been keeping me away. And before any of you start worrying, I promise it's a good thing. Okay, it's a little while later. Sat in front of my Christmas tree with my book pile here looking pretty in the corner. But before we do anything, I have got to change this lipstick. It looks so messy and smudged, like I've been kissing someone, which is not the case, and not exactly the look I'm going for. I love the color of the lipstick I used. It's just so messy. So hopefully that's a little better. I want to cover all of the things that I've been keeping quiet. I want to go over some things that I'm really thankful for that happened in 2023 and chat a little bit about some goals that I have for the new year. So let's start with the thing that you all really want to talk about. Why I kind of vanished off the face of the earth for a little less than a month. So I went into December with the grandest of intentions. I even toyed around with the idea of doing Vlogmas. I knew I wouldn't be able to film every day, but I thought maybe I could swing 2 or 3 videos a week if I kept them short, if I really planned them out. Yeah, that idea went straight out the window. That did not happen. I also had all the plans to film a decorating video, to film shop with me videos, do a lot of Christmas content. You all know that Christmas is my favorite holiday. I kind of go ham, kind of like the opposite of the Grinch. Instead of stealing Christmas cheer, I just sort of exude it with the blinding degree of a sun. I just love Christmas. Some of you may remember in the summer my nannying job ended. It was a job of 3 years. I absolutely loved it, but that's the sad thing about working with children. They eventually grow up and they didn't need me anymore, so I went on the hunt for a new job. Through a series of God-orchestrated situations, I was able to land a job at a thrift store that's local to me. It was a good job. Not only was I able to talk to customers and be surrounded by treasures that I wanted to take home all day, but the women that worked and volunteered there were some of the loveliest people. But it wasn't a job that would sustain me long term. It didn't earn me very much. The hours weren't full-time. And one of my goals for a really long time has been to eventually save up for an apartment, a house, some form of home on my own. And despite all the good aspects of the job, I knew it wasn't gonna help me reach that goal of financial independence. So on the side, I looked for other jobs. I have a lot of experience with social media, video editing. All aspects of that world are my bread and butter. The only issue is I don't have a degree in any of it. I'm self-taught completely. And no matter how many applications I sent in, I was always underqualified. Now here is the cool part of the story where God absolutely intervened and started to work his well, not magic, that's the word I want to use, but that feels slightly sacrilegious. Let's just say this is the point in the story where God started to do some really cool things. Through YouTube and having an online platform, I've been able to cultivate a lot of relationships with other people who do similar things, whether they have their own companies, they're small but growing, or other people like me who are trying to grow an audience through their various niches. That's probably my favorite aspect of having an online presence, are the friendships that I've been able to make across the world simply through Instagram or YouTube. And God was able to use one of those online friendships to do something really cool. In the midst of sending applications and just racking my brain trying to think of how I could land a job that would check off all of these financial boxes for me, I get a message in my inbox from one of the business owners that I've kind of befriended on Instagram. Basically, the message went, "Hey, I know this is incredibly out of the blue, but we just had an opening. Would you be at all interested in applying?" I replied in all caps, "Yes, I am very interested." And then after about 15 minutes was like, "Oh, I should probably ask what the job is." Eager beaver, always and forever. After discussions about what the job would actually entail, getting an interview, and yet knowing I was underqualified, they took a chance anyway. That still blows my mind, and I will probably get emotional if I keep talking about it, because I've never had somebody do that for me before. So all that to say, the reason I've been gone and keep missing upload deadlines is because I've been working 2 jobs at once. I put in my 2 weeks at the thrift store job, and then simultaneously, while working those 2 weeks, I was being trained, which meant I had no free time. Basically, from the moment I woke up, I was working, and then I worked until I went to bed. My 2 weeks ended last week, and I've officially started full-time at this new company. For anybody wondering why I keep saying the business owner and the company, it's because I don't plan on sharing the name of who I work for, not for any lack of pride or support of them. I absolutely love the company. I've supported them for years as a customer. It's just a privacy thing. I obviously share a lot of my life online, but there are aspects of it that I'd like to keep private just for me. And every new situation is a balancing act. I learn and fluctuate every day what I am comfortable sharing online and what I'd like to keep close to my chest. And where I work, who I work for, is always something I want to keep private. However, that being said, I'm definitely going to support them as a customer. I'll talk about them like I would talk about any brand. You just won't know if it's a brand I work for or if it's a brand that I'm just talking about because I love them. Needless to say, I am so beyond grateful. Definitely an interesting way to start the year, but I'm sure not complaining. So that's why I've been gone. And I'll definitely have to relearn the balance of working full-time and filming. My upload days may fluctuate for a little bit until I get into a groove, but my goal is to still upload on Wednesdays and the weekend. So now that we've covered that, let's move on to reflecting on 2023. Today, for me, is New Year's Eve. And even though I have 0 partying plans tonight, apart from a YouTube Live, which I plan to do with all of you, I still love the idea of reflecting on the year as a whole. I even went so far as to make notes on my phone so I wouldn't forget. So let's start with things I'm thankful for that happened in 2023. I even titled it Thankful Reflections. The first is being able to fill up my gas tank. That sounds like such a simple, really, you're thankful for that thing? But you have to understand, I haven't filled up my gas tank in probably 3 or 4 years. And the other day I was able to fill my tank up all the way. Second thing is being able to afford groceries with no budget. Now I still want to budget my groceries, but I kind of had to ration what would get me through the 2-week period until my next paycheck came in. It's a very lovely feeling to be able to fill your fridge, and I'm just so thankful. The third, very obviously, is my new job. The fact that I'm able to work for a company that I adore, that I supported as a customer for years, the owners of which I like and enjoy talking to. Such an answer to prayer, and it was such a perfectly God-timed thing. The fourth thankful reflection is new friends. Like I said before, being online has allowed me to meet people that I wouldn't necessarily have had the opportunity to meet. I've met fellow YouTubers who are in the process of growing their channels right along with me. I've been able to meet fellow bookworms who enjoy similar book genres that I do, and we've been able to just chat in Instagram DMs about it. And in some cases, I've been able to meet you, my lovely subscribers, sometimes in the comments, sometimes in real life. As an extrovert, I love being surrounded by people. I don't want to sound like I'm a dragon that hoards friends, but I'm kind of a dragon that hoards friends. Obviously, some friends fluctuate over the years, but the ones that I like to call lifers, my lifelong friends, they're a small but ever-growing group, and I'm just so thankful. It made my life all the more special. But there's just something about being surrounded by and supporting fellow creatives. There's just such a sense of community in that, and I definitely feel like this little online family has become like a community of friends. At least I hope it feels that way. That's how it feels to me. This is so funny. You're all gonna laugh. The next thing I'm thankful for is a dishwasher. I've talked a lot about how washing dishes is just the bane of my existence. It's one of those chores that I just cannot learn to love. I don't care if I put on dance music. I don't care if I put on Friends, which is like my favorite chore doing TV show to put on. Nothing works. I loathe it. Because I live up here in my loft, I don't have a dishwasher. I've been washing my dishes by hand for years and years and years and years. Finally, I'm getting a dishwasher. It's really the simple things in life, I'll be honest. It doesn't take much to make me happy. So I'm very thankful that that will be coming in, and I will absolutely be utilizing that the minute it's installed. Oh, I forgot I wrote this one. It sort of encompasses everything I've already talked about, but it says, having everything I need. And I think especially in this online space where we're just bombarded with consumerism and, oh, look at this cool thing. Here, I have a link for that. Oh, you have to have this in your life. Here you go. Here's where to buy it. I think there's a level of discontentment that can be cultivated. I don't have everything I want. I'll never have everything I want, but I have everything I need. That's a feeling I really want to sit in. Ah, yes, I forgot about this one. Finishing a book. I don't mean reading a book, I mean writing a book. If any of you are new around here and have no idea what I'm talking about, hi, I'm Cass. I have what I like to call creative ADD, which basically means I love all things that are creative and I cannot choose a favorite, so I do a little bit of everything, including writing. And this year, I was able to finish what I've codenamed my chai project. It's probably the fastest book I've ever written. It just poured out of me. It was one of those books that I not only needed to write, but I wanted to read. It was a book that I had been looking for on shelves and never finding it, and my goal for 2024 is to query my book to literary agents. Yeah, I finished a book and I'm very proud of myself for that. And the last one I wrote down just says, trusting God. Sorry about that. My SD card filled up, so I had to delete some things. That's another thing I'd like to do in the year 2024 is buy a huge SD card so this doesn't happen. I know I mentioned here and there throughout different vlogs that I and a friend were going through the Trustworthy devotional by Lisa TerKeurst. This is a really good devotional. There were a lot of questions that Lisa TerKeurst asks that are not fun to answer. It takes a lot of introspection, which I'm not great at. Learning, improving, but not my favorite thing. Basically, all of this year has been a journey of learning to trust God, approaching life and all of its twists and turns with palms raised, hands off the wheel. That's literally what I tell myself. If I'm feeling unsure or I want to start controlling the situation and micromanaging how it turns out, I just mentally, or sometimes physically if I'm alone, I'll just put my palms up and say, God, you drive. You take the wheel, because I want you at the center of this. I'm not perfect at it, not at all, but that's been one of my biggest journeys. Trust that His plan is so much better than any that I could come up with, and it usually almost always looks different than what I would have come up with. I don't think that journey is ever going to truly be done, but I'm so thankful for how much it's improved over the past year. So those are all my thankful reflections. Now on to things that I'm looking forward to for the year 2024. I know a lot of people make resolutions for the new year, but resolutions feel so inflexible to me. I personally like the word goals a lot better, because to me, goals can shift, they can fluctuate. You have a lot more mobility as opposed to a resolution where it is cemented and you cannot deviate. One of my biggest goals for the new year is to save. now that I have a full-time job and a good paying one at that, I want to save as much as I can. My personal goal is to be able to afford a house, an apartment, something in the next year, maybe 2. But on the other side of the coin, I also want to give myself permission to purchase the things I've been living without for so many years. Breaking that careful penny pinching mentality of no, I don't need it, I can live without that. I still want to have a very thrifty mentality, but I also don't want to feel guilty about buying mascara because I need new mascara. Speaking of that, I've been using the same mascara for probably 3 years. It is dry, it is crusty, but it's what I had, and I've been using that, and I finally bought new. Guys, I didn't realize how much I had missed a brand new tube of mascara. Oh, it's the little things in life. Giving myself permission to buy the things that I've been living without for a lot of years and not feeling guilty about it. Still being careful, still having the mentality of saving, but giving myself permission to say, it's okay. You can buy new mascara, you can buy new shoes, yours are falling apart, it's all right. None of you would know this because I pick my filming angles very carefully, but I have a lot of stuff that I don't need in this loft. Because I live in such a small space, it makes everything look really cluttery, and I'm over it. So over it, in fact, that I've decided to hire a friend who is a minimalist. Like, in every sense of the word, she is a minimalist. She's excellent at decluttering and will absolutely kick me in the can to help me get my loft in shape. And I'm so immensely excited about it. There will be aspects of it that will not be fun. Like, you know those drawers full of papers and miscellaneous things that you just don't want to deal with because it takes too much brain space? Yeah, she's gonna make me go through those, and I'm not really looking forward to that, but I will feel so much better for having gotten it done. So that's a goal for the new year, is declutter, declutter, declutter. Now, I'm not a minimalist. I will never be a minimalist. I love pretty things. I love being surrounded by all of my thrifted treasures, but I don't want to have excess. So my plan is to declutter it all. Finish loft renovations. Yes. Any of you who loved the loft reno videos, those are gonna make a comeback at some point this new year. I have a lot of plans for what I wanna do to get this loft in tip-top shape. A lot of aesthetic things that we didn't get done last time. For instance, this area, this corner where my reading chair usually goes, I'm gonna have this really cool kind of brick, slightly pink toned wallpaper. It's textured. I want to have that here. I've got frames that have been waiting at the base of my stairs to be hung. I want to put those over here, redo all of the shelving behind my TV because now that my TV's there, it doesn't look right. Just a lot of aesthetic pieces here and there that I want to adjust. Continue my health journey. That's a big one. I've been able to reach a lot of health goals this year, not the least of which being able to go from a size 28 in jeans to a size 19. Now, that hasn't happened all at once, and that hasn't happened all in 2023 alone, but all of the steps I've taken to make healthy choices, change what I eat, change my lifestyle, change the way I think about food, has all played a part. A lot of internal healing had to happen before anything external could show, and the external is finally changing, and it's very exciting. So I want to continue that in the new year. My next goal is to travel and take more day trips / weekend trips. This goal I had last year, but it was put on hold due to being financially unable to do it. Now that that's changed, I'd really like to set aside funds for traveling purposes. Ever since I went to Ireland, I've been bitten by the travel bug. That's never gone away. Now, I probably won't be going to Europe again anytime soon. I would like to start out with small little trips, even so far as to just visit friends who live far away, or have a gal pal getaway where I take a couple friends and we explore a town we've never been to, or even a different state. Travel is something I've always wanted to inject more of into my channel and into my life, so that's a goal for 2024 for sure. This one, yeah, this has been my goal for a few years. Get my YouTube channel monetized. The only difference about this year is that it is so close. My watch time has never been so good. I think I have less than 200 watch hours left that I need to earn in order to qualify for monetization. Another thing I'd like to do is invest in a new vlogging camera. This camera has done me so well, but it's a little beat up and it's not as high quality as I'd like, and I definitely want to take my time to save up for it. It's something on my mind. I want my content to be the best it can be, and this camera, this one's a little beat up. We all remember what happened to my camera lens that one time. Another thing I'd really like to do as a personal goal is to prioritize reading in the evenings. I have this tendency where I kind of edge out in the evenings, whether it's watching YouTube or scrolling mindlessly on my phone, and I don't want to do that. My new job will require a lot of screen time from me, and that's going to be the majority of my day. I don't want to end my day on a screen as well. Besides, I have a lot of books patiently waiting for me to read them. The next goal is host more friend get-togethers. This has been a goal of mine for a while, and it kind of goes along with getting my loft into Oasis mode. I'd like to be the person that hosts get-togethers, small groups. Let's be realistic, my place is not that big. They will be small, intimate groups of people. Nonetheless, I want to have cool hangouts, even if it's just movie nights or let's decorate cookies together. I don't know, I'm making this up as I go along. I'd love to make that a thing in 2024. And last but not least, I would like to create a website on which I would have merch available for purchase. In the background, I've been creating some really cool designs that I think you guys will love, and I've just been itching to get them in your hands, but I need a website to do that. I need an LLC to do that, and that's something I want to accomplish in 2024. It probably won't make me a lot of money, but creatively it will be very satisfying, and it's a goal I've always wanted to achieve for a long time, and I think this year is the first time it's gonna be achievable. I'm very excited for this new year. Usually I go into a new year feeling a little bit of dread, a little bit of sadness. I think the reason I kind of felt sad going into a new year in years previous is because it's all well and good to make up goals, but if those goals don't really feel attainable, it kind of defeats the purpose of making them. And most of my personal goals involved having better finances than I had in order to achieve them. To quote Peter Pan, this year feels like an awfully big adventure, and I cannot wait to see what the next chapter holds. I don't know if I'm gonna end the video here, but I'm definitely gonna stop for a while because I am battling the worst headache and I need to lay down for a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. I'll probably pop back in a little bit later, but yeah, headache, bed calling, must take care of that. Good morning. It's the morning of editing this vlog, and I realized that I never went back and finished it out. I ended up doing the YouTube live, and that went so well. It was just a short and sweet hour-long hangout. A lot of people were busy with New Year's Eve plans, which I kind of figured it ended up being really fun. I got to meet a few new subscribers, a few that I didn't know existed. I enjoyed it, and I definitely want to do more lives throughout 2024. But for now, I'm gonna leave the vlog here. I hope you guys don't mind a chatty re-entrance into filming. I know that this was a very sit-down chatty one, and my vlogs aren't usually like that, but it just felt needed. It felt like we really needed to catch up, but sometimes chatty portions are just required. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I've got so many fun plans for the new year that I cannot wait to start filming. I actually am working a little bit, so I'm gonna put my face on, get cozy, and leave the vlog here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a future video from me. My upload schedule is going to be a little bit of a balancing act now that I have a full-time job, but we're going to make it through, I promise. Just keep an eye on my community tab on YouTube or on my Instagram stories, because that's where I'm going to update you the most on what I'm planning and when things are going to go up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Mwah. Happy New Year.